Today is Saturday the 25th. It's cloudy and windy. It rained last night, which is really good. It gave our sprinklers a night off, and it looks like it wants to start raining again, but I gotta show you guys what's been going on. I changed my strawberry getup, by the way. So let me turn this around. Let's start with the strawberries. I took the buckets down and I built shelves. I know some of you carpenters out there are going to say, Kim, just stop already. But I thought these would do better than the buckets because the buckets were getting heavy with water and I could see how the plastic was stretching out. So I built the shelves and put these up there. I found these green containers at the dollar store, the 99-cent Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree. I say Dollar Tree because the dollar store doesn't mean that it's a dollar. And anyway, so there's those. I got those, and then I got 3 long ones, and I've got strawberries coming in. Of course, they're not ripe yet, but I did that. Kept the back part that I had built previously, but I did that. Then with scrap wood, I built this little getup, and I got this idea from Winco. I was at Winco and I noticed that they used 2 garden stakes and they built a box and they had bags in it for the seafood section. And I told Carlos, I go, that'd make a great little garden pot. So I did this, and then I put in sweet bell pepper. And then this lattice was in the backyard, or the front yard. It had morning glories on it, but those stupid sticky ball sticker thingies that people get in their yard, well, we were getting a lot of them, and they overcame the morning glories, so we ripped it all out, and that's what I came up with. Ta-da! My daughter planted a lemon tree, so now we're going to have lemons. And I don't know if any of you have been paying attention to any of the news about the Mexican drug cartel. I guess they're hijacking limes and making anybody who wants to buy limes as an import, they're charging ridiculous prices. So we said, screw you, Mexican cartel, and we went and got our own lime tree. So that's our little lime tree. So we'll have our own lemons and limes. Then Carlos, I told you about this. This is an old bike that we had. Carlos decided to turn it into a trellis, and I don't know if you can see them, but he's got morning glories growing, and he's going to cover this entire bike with morning glories. I think he saw it on Facebook actually. And then I've got all those popping up. My blueberries are popping up. It's the blueberries. I don't know what's there. My grapes, other berries, and then we went and bought red raspberries, so I got that there. The other grapes, and I gotta show you the pumpkins. I haven't seen any squash growing quite yet, but look what, oh shit, that must have been fun to watch. Flowers, pretty flowers from the pumpkin, but I haven't seen any. I see a lot of buds, but I don't see anything that would tell me there's a gourd popping out. I should say squash, not gourd. It's a gourd when it's dried up. It's a squash when it's fresh, but so far it's just flowers. But I thought this was just taking off like crazy. Okay, then I gotta come over here. Oh, and then I built this little thing with lanterns. I had these old lanterns. I used to work at a craft shop, and they used to sell these lanterns, but they're for candles. And I had 4 of them, and I went ahead and made that. So I have 4 lanterns around my circle. And yeah, my husband thinks I'm crazy. And then the morning glories are taking off. They're starting to go up the lattice, which is yay. And then these 2 are starting to go up the trellis. Isn't that cool? For some reason, these guys are not cooperating. I've been trying to get them to tuck in and go around. They look like they want to grow, but they stop, and it's... Oh, that's broken. No wonder it's dead. Oops. This one is what I bought second, and that one's... I don't know, maybe it's a seasonal thing? I don't know. Okay, so that's that part. And I gotta show you this. I went into Walmart today, and I wanted to get a tomato cage. And did you all know that a tomato cage made with metal is $42 at Walmart? I thought that was a little ridiculous. So I found this. It's plastic. And you just snap these little guys together to make a triangle. And then the tomato grows inside. And that's pretty big from when I first got it. So there's my tomato. Check out my peas. Growing a flower. Oh boy. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things of peas. And then the zucchinis are really taking off. And then look at what's coming up. I want to say that that is eggplant. I'm guessing it's eggplant. So I have 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, oh crap. Oh, what a moron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10 of these little guys popping up. And then I don't know if the other ones are going to pop up or not. I haven't seen anything as of yet. And then look at the size of my cilantro. And it's got little flowers on top. I told my daughter, they're growing flowers, Cass. That means you need to start eating them. And then the sage is taken off. But it looks like I have a culprit. My first bug experience. Yeah, something's eating. So now I gotta figure out what's in here. This guy's growing. Remember that tiny little thing of radish? I saved it. It's coming back. These guys are still the same. The tarragon. I'm sorry, that's thyme and parsley. And look at here. Carrot! Another carrot. So the carrots are starting to pop up. Then, I don't remember what kind of lettuce I planted here. I had romaine, butter, and red leaf. So I got those guys popping up. Those guys popping up. A little bit over here. Very little here. You could see a very little of it sprouting up. The sage finally broke through the soil. So sage is coming up. And then I planted 2 red potatoes there. Then there are the other 2 radishes. They just spring into action. I don't remember what I put there. I think it's empty. These are the green onions I had planted from the seed, and those guys are taken off. I've already cultivated, harvested some of the onions and ate them, but then I planted some bulbs here, and you can see that guy's already sprouting. Look at the corn. I had to go in, this one stalk right here used to have 5 stalks with it, and what I did was I dug them up and separated them and then replanted. So you can see the ones that are laying down kind of lazily. Those are the replanted stalks, but they'll come back. Those guys over there were replanted, but they came back. So I still have, I got this group, that group, that group, this group. I've got like 5 groups of corn stalk I still need to separate. My problem is I have no place to put them. Carlos wanted to put it over there on the hill, but I think I'd have to terrace the hill, wouldn't I? To grow the corn over there? That'd be kind of difficult. And then, oh, got my back. Here's my dill. My dill's sprouting up. You could barely see it. There's the dill. And then these are buckets. Carlos has sunflowers under here that are the really tall ones that broke. Remember the ones I had way over there? They broke in the rainstorm. So he put these over them so they wouldn't break. And then those ones came up real quick. Those are a sunflower. I'm not sure what he put here, but something's coming up. His garlic is still going strong. God, those are going to be huge bulbs, you know that? Anyway, so that's that. And then, oh, I don't even know if I told you guys this. I tore all these bushes out. Well, I should say Carlos did. Now, that's the garden. Now I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to show you the trees in question. You give me your opinion. This hill is a pain in the butt to climb. You can't really see it, but when we first moved here, we had a big dog, and the dog created its own path. And I'm going to take that path right now up this hill. See, and right, see that right there? This is a root from that pine. Okay. Now, this pine tree, Carlos and I planted when it was only a foot high, 20 years ago. That was what we put. This pine tree was here when we moved in. And that's how tall it is, okay? That's that tree. Now, let me keep going. This tree was here when we moved in. That guy goes way up there. Now, I've looked at some of these branches. I don't know if you guys can make a judgment call based on just what I'm showing you, but that tree branch right here looks funny. Almost as if someone's tried to kill it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you get my meaning. I don't want to fall. That bush right there, I want to get rid of that thing. It stands probably about 10 feet from the fence behind it. Okay? And it's a nuisance. But if you go to the top of this hill, which is very difficult because it's slippery, if I fall, you guys get a great show. And I'm not going to charge admission. How's that? Here's another tree root. That's a tree root from this pine. That's why you don't cut your trees down, because the roots hold the hill up. So if I can get up here, this tree we also planted from a foot long, and see how it grew kind of crooked and twisted? That's another tree. But you can see that it houses a lot of birds. But I think what this man who lives back there is talking about, shit, I'm gonna fall. See that big branch, how it goes that way? The tree is only tipping over their fence about 5 feet. So he can get a tree trimmer to just snip those branches up there, and then he won't have the problem. But in reality, this tree grew back and then that way and that way. It's a beautiful tree. Healthy too. Now that neighbor, he doesn't bitch and complain. He does. Now I want to show you the cement. You tell me how that got up here. See it? How did those big cement blocks got thrown over that fence is beyond me. They didn't come from that, they came from here. And that used to be a pump. But my husband and I had to, well, actually my Carlos did it. He looped it so that we're not using pumps or electricity. We're just turning on the sprinklers and we're using gravity as a source. But that was not carried up here. There's no way. And then you can see how all the pine needles have fallen on this bush. These bushes is what I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of the bushes, not the trees. And then see how it's kind of like a hovel? Yeah, I could see getting rid of this crap. But if I tear down these bushes, all I'm going to put is something else. I'm not going to leave it bare because I don't want people peeping at me. I like my privacy. Get my drift? So I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 bushes that have intertwined together and created havoc. So that's the hill, and I'll give you a sense of how high up I am. That's my pit way down there. That's how high I am, and it's very steep, this hill. It's hard to get a grasp. But there's the pit. There's Carlos down there. I don't know if you could see him. Yeah. So basically, that was to tear down everything. Everyone could just sit and get a nice peek at what we're doing. Actually, when we first lived here, I don't know who lived behind us at the time. I know it's the same man who owns the house, but somebody else was living there. He was peeping in our windows. And then when we refused to lock our dogs up in a cage, he shot 2 BBs in my mother's bedroom window. That's what kind of people I'm dealing with here. Kind of makes me wonder. Sometimes I wonder if he's not dropping poison over the fence to try to kill whatever grows. Okay, well folks, that's it for now. I gotta climb down this hill without killing myself, but I just wanted to show you the trees and what's been growing in my garden. And hope you guys have a great Saturday, and don't let your neighbors tell you what to do. We don't live in a fascist country. We live in a democracy. Love you all. Bye for now.